You have Faust with you, carrying the still unconscious Gwynmera.
I'm carrying her
Oh,
actually.
that's true. I'm sorry, I forgot. Yeah, Lenora took her, and Faust has his axe drawn and ready, standing next to Dakith. So the two of them fairly close to the creature. Oh, we'll go ahead and move to it. This entity of tree limb and gnarled root grew out of the ground in front of you, basically. Has mighty demonic looking horns and a face of pure terror that Dakath noticed staring into its face just caused him to feel terror. He felt like fleeing for a brief moment just looking upon it, but overcame it and then spoke to it very cordially, trying to assuage its anger. And it said to you that it is a follower of, or you ascertain that it is a creature or follower of Anti in some fashion. It called itself the Guardian of the Heart and referred to Anti as the Heart. And you are all slowly coming out of your hesitation just from looking upon it as it appeared before you. The old man who you had found was groveling just next to Lenora. He had tried to pull you away, and then his steel failed. And now he just cowers behind you, like putting you between him and the thing before you. And this thing, you all basically have to look up to see it. It's probably 20 feet tall at least, and looks just created of living mighty oak. But all the trees around you are blackened and gnarled and twisted and rotting, and there is no path either but behind you or past the entity.
What'd you say about the old man? Sorry.
He's
Again,
cowering.
I'm gonna.
He's cowering
Okay.
behind Lenora.
I'm just zoning out. Okay.
It says, "Turn back and turn away. Your lives may yet be kept as your own." Faust speaks quietly to Dakath and says, "Charge your sword with your song. We can take it."
Did it say its name before?
It said it has no name or
It has no
station.
name.
It
Okay.
is nothing but the guardian of the heart.
Honored Heart Guardian, before we depart or make our decision regarding departing, could you do me the favor of telling me if there is another elf in the grove?
There are many elves within this dark wood. None who share your grief.
What manner of elves are here?
Those who would overcome the weakness of your kind. Those who would channel their spite towards greater end. Not suffer grief as the foolish ancient ones do.
Are they in the heart of the grove?
They're its guardians, transformed by the heart, called to do the bidding of the White One.
Would I know it? Does he mean anti by the White One?
Yeah.
Do they have a leader here that is not anti?
He just looks at you and for a moment and says, "All follow the heart."
Whoever you're looking for is one of them.
Yeah. Interesting.
Turn back if you wish to keep your grief and live yet another day.
But if I go to the grove, the heart of the grove, and speak with these guardians, I will transform my grief to spite. Is that your understanding?
If your heart might be transformed, otherwise death will lay upon you with quickness and with ease.
Is there a way to communicate with these elves that does not require going to the grove?
You would become lost in its maze long before you found one.
Perhaps if we had a guide,
A guide you
not to
seek?
reach the heart itself, but to find an elf.
A guide with you. A guide is already with you. Whether you follow them or not, that is destiny.
Is this man an elf? I'll point to the guy that's cowering.
He does not look like one. It turns its giant head ever so slowly, and you just hear this creaking sound of a breaking tree almost in a heavy wind.
Where does he turn his head to? Where does he
To
look?
look at the old man.
The old man.
Yeah, so he just stares straight at Lenora. Oh, well. No.
His appearance is not the question that I asked. Appearances may fool you.
I cannot
He
help you in
appeared
this
as
matter.
a corpse.
I am merely the guardian of the heart. Now open your mind to spite or turn away and be damned. Or metagame, do a duel of wits to convince him to let you pass anyways.
Oh, okay. When do y'all want to try the duel of wits?
I mean, it seems like we're at that juncture where we need to get past this dude.
Or attack it. You can always try to fight it.
Yeah.
Do you,
None of us have the skills to.
Faust is like
Maybe
chomping at the
Ivo
bit.
does. Do you have persuasion?
I mean, I feel like
Oh.
whether or not we have the skills, it should be Dakath, but no, I don't have persuasion.
Oh,
I have persuasion, but it's not great.
But I mean, this is how you get better. And like within the context of the story, to me, it makes sense.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
Honored tree, I wish to request that you let us pass.
Then make your argument. So you'll state your case, which seems pretty clear. And then you will pick a skill to use as your body of, what's it called?
Body of argument.
Body of argument. Thank you. And then we'll go from there.
Okay, my case is that I have business, elven business, with the elves of the Heart of the Grove, and that this business must be respected. As it is a matter of elven security and elven culture between elves, and that while I appreciate his concern for our safety and the safety of the Heart of the Grove, it must be done.
All right. Let's get your persuasion roll.
I would like to petition for a bonus dice for my etharchal die trait and look extra official and elven. And then I would like to fork in etiquette and soothing platitudes. And I believe that's it.
That all sounds good. I'll even let you add one more for your linked test. You basically have an ongoing link test trying to find the elf, and that's exactly what you stated in your argument. So
Excellent. What is my obstacle?
It's not. You're just rolling, and you'll add your successes to
okay.
your will component or exponent, and that is your full body. That's like your HP
body
for
of-
the.
Is there a sheet for this?
I believe there is actually.
I would like to use fate to reroll my sixes. So 4 plus 5 is 9.
It's known as persuasion test.
Oh, did I? Oh no.
Persuasion.
Sorry, this interesting word.
Duel of Wits. There it is.
Oh yeah, I see it.
Side one.
Is there a cheater interface?
Mm-hmm.
How do I view it?
If you go on the 2 crossed swords and click Duel of Wits, it'll pull it up.
Ah, cool. I had no idea there was, this.
And then helping in a duel is pretty specific, if I remember.
You have to have the skills. That the skills for the particular moves.
I like deep dived into this, and then we ended up not doing it, and now I forget everything. Okay, here's the sheet. Perfect. So the option you choose kind of depends on the skill you're using. I'm assuming you only have like 1 or 2 really useful skills that are social skills.
Soothing platitudes, persuasion, and etiquette are my 3.
Oh, you have a couple then. All right.
And I have oratory, etiquette, and extortion. And I'm guessing Ivo has falsehood.
Yeah, I was looking at haggling. That's just negotiating prices. Yeah, I mean, I think falsehood and I don't know if cheat wise or stuff wise would come in handy, but falsehood is all I really got otherwise.
Can you type in what your statement is in that box there again for us?
Yeah, does
Nick?
it let you do that, Nick?
Oh yeah, I should have. Yeah. Let me see if I can remember all of that.
I'm going to roll my body of argument, being based off intimidation. Four successes as well.
It's not actually a body of argument skill, but you're the boss.
Oh, that's true, huh? I was just thinking, like, roleplay wise, that's his whole thing is, his imposing nature. So we'll do he has torture, not interrogation. That's hilarious. I will do persuasion as well. Okay, 1 success. So Nick, you can. Does it let you put in?
Yeah, I'm typing it now.
Um, does it let you pick your options for the volley?
Oh yeah, I see that. Let me see.
Why don't you pick yours first, and then we'll talk.
Okay, 1 second. I've never done a
Right. No,
battle
I'm
over-
saying, Reed, why don't you pick, and then I'll talk Nick through it.
Oh yeah, I've got mine.
Okay. So
I thought you were talking to Nick about just
No,
this
picking what he
is-
thinks.
this is the only thing I'm good at in this game.
Oh, funny. Yeah, please, by all means.
Yeah,
Um,
I will take the back seat then.
well, no. So basically, it's a rock paper scissors thing, right? We need to pick. We need to pick abilities that we have to pick moves that match the abilities that we access.
Okay.
And in our case, it's really your deal of wits. If it was like a group argument, I would say maybe each of us, like in Torchbearer, each of us would take one round, kind of thing, right? But I think in this case, you have to drive the show, and we have to help you.
Is
Yeah.
it purely up to Reed to determine whether we can help in certain rounds, or is it?
It's
Is it like-
determined about whether we have the skills really to help.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
is that just for a GM fiat though, or is there like a?
There's a list of what skills work.
Oh, what page is that on?
395.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, so he will make his point, and then you can use whichever thing you think makes the most sense to like help, if anything. You're just making a comment basically that supports it, gives him a dice.
So my statement of purpose is something that has been stated before all of this.
Yes, but
And
what is his statement of purpose?
Just
Yeah.
simply to deny access to the heart, and like he will try to kill you.
He'll try to kill us if we don't phase, or we have to leave.
If you don't leave, he will try to kill you. Basically, yeah.
Got it. Okay. So his statement of purpose is we leave. Okay.
Exactly.
So now we have to kind of guess what is the best way to knock him. And what is his body of argument? Because I don't see anything there.
Oh yeah, let me put that in. That was 7. There you go.
So it's pretty close.
You're at a
Goal
slight
is to
advantage.
knock him down to 0, right? Before he knocks us down to 0. How do you
Is
knock
it
him
like-
down? What's that?
Is it like Torchbearer where there are like major minor compromises? I just
Correct. Yes.
okay, cool. Yeah, it gets so much more complex with Burning Man.
So, what you want to do is figure out a way that we can knock him down and he can't knock us down. Right?
Okay.
And then we want to guess abilities that might override the abilities that he's going to use. like for example, um, if we think that he's going to make a insight, like he's going to try and intimidate us, then what we want to do, for example,
Are we trying to get
is
versus tests?
what's that?
Are we trying to get versus tests so that it's not independent?
It's a little more complicated than that. In that we're just trying to get the thing that reduces his body of argument that doesn't reduce us, right? So if he was inciting us, we would want to make a point, right? And that would subtract his body of argument from his body of argument. Right? He might successfully incite us, and then we lose our next action. So it's sometimes it's not a bad idea to start with a point. If you make it, go ahead.
Think about kind of the role play aspect of it too. The way he's been speaking, his whole thing has been like, you're essentially not worthy, or turn your heart to spite. He's been trying to convince you to leave. And so you might think of what he might try to do, and from what he's been role playing. But I would, I would go with your gut, look at your options, think about what you want to say, as a persuasive point or as a soothing platitude, like kind of, try to play to his ego. You could, maybe that would be more of an obfuscate, and since it's the very first round and nothing's been said and nothing's happened yet, a point is the easiest way to just open. But if you just look at the list, kind of think about what you want to say and pick what makes the most sense with it, or just pick ones that sound good and role play it in the moment, based on what he says.
I did notice on the body of argument drop down over here, the only one that's there is persuasion.
That's a mistake. You can use persuasion and a bunch of other abilities.
It depends on what type of argument it is. This is like...
So for example, like if we were making a speech in front of a crowd, we could use oratory.
Okay.
But we don't have a crowd here.
This is an intimate or personal argument, so persuasion or coarse persuasion.
Okay, this is not final, of course, but right now I've got point, rebuttal, avoid.
Okay, so let's just go with it. I would just go with it and let's see what happens.
Okay.
So you point... So I think you start first, right? The player always goes first. So his last words to you are state your argument. And then
do I just, I guess, reiterate my statement of purpose?
No, you can make any point to support your statement of purpose.
Exactly.
We do not present a threat to the heart of the Grove. We merely come here on business, the business of elves, and while you are an esteemed protector of this grove, it is not your place to deny us this business.
Forbear to trifle longer with thy grief, elfin one. It will consume thee in this den.
So if we have persuasion, we can help with this.
Yeah, I can't help with point.
Okay,
It's
so
too
is this a roll?
It's a versus test, yeah.
Point versus avoid. Yeah. Maya, can you help?
I have oratory, and
Oh,
I just don't. I mean, technically, it's one of the skills there. Um,
So Duel of Wits are actually really great because ideally you just think of your role play and pick your points, and once you like understand it better, it comes easier. But it's a great way to get rolls. So like, Connor, now's an opportunity to attempt to open. Oh, I guess you can't because you're helping, and yeah, never mind. I lied. But if you have,
yeah. I mean,
I
I have oratory being opened, but I don't.
you can help with a wise or an appropriate skill. Question. Question. So you read. Are those things that were kind of following around in the forest? Are they there? Can we sense them?
As far as you can tell, it's just this thing and your group. You don't see any indication of the forest dwellers.
Okay. I'm going to propose that this is how I help. Lenora asks their god Asher to grant Dakath her favor. And if I'm allowed to test my faith, I would give him a boon.
I think you can do that either. I think that's a separate action.
Yeah.
We'll use it. We'll say like, while he's making his point, you're kind of start praying under your breath.
Yes.
So what's the ob on a boon? Just 2, isn't it?
2. And I could still fail.
Yeah, if you do fail, if you fail, his body of argument is going to go up by 1. Keep it simple.
Okay. Okay.
I'm going to let my dogs out really quick because I can't help with this point turn anyway. I don't think. I'll be back.
Success.
I'm going to look at his skills.
Okay, your persuasion is open-ended.
Hell yeah. So we're still persuading. Then I get the bonus dice from the link test.
That was just to your body of argument roll.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I fork etiquette and soothing platitudes?
Yep.
And you might want to click edit the skill and click the box that it's open-ended now.
Yeah, I just did that before I rolled. I have the test thing open already, so hopefully it will check that after I hit the roll button. Can I get the advantage die from Etharcal association thing?
No, I think we'll just keep that as part of your body of argument also.
Okay. Here we go.
Those are like super supportive of your original stance, kind of, how I'm seeing it. Not bad.
Oh, this is delightful. Persuasion is ready to advance. Go ahead.
Nice.
Yep.
What do I have to spend to advance it?
You don't have to spend anything, and
Nothing.
it just
Oh.
advances.
Hell yeah. Okay.
So
Hell
now your
yeah.
persuasion is a 3.
Yeah. That's
Cool.
great.
Okay, a point is going to be made completely ineffective by his roll.
And I can't. No sixes to. Well, I guess they would have been re-rolled anyways. Cool.
Ah, I rolled low too and then barely got it.
Oh.
Okay. What do we got? Nothing happens. Volley 2.
Nothing happens. He says, oh, he waits for you to.
My grief is my own concern, and while I appreciate the empathy that you have displayed, I ask that you grant me the autonomy to make decisions of my own.
I mean, a rebuttal versus a rebuttal is a wash.
Happy is he who has the pure truth in him. He will regret no sacrifice that keeps it, however. And then he says, the age of elves does not make them grown. I find them children to the end. And he attempts to dismiss you.
We cannot act.
And with a void, I just do a standard test, it looks like.
Oh, that's not great, huh? What does a void beat?
Avoid reduces the successes of a point, obfuscate, or insight.
Gotcha.
And feint does the same thing to a rebuttal that dismiss is doing to your avoid. Feint cancels out a rebuttal, and you get a free attack.
He's using ugly truth for those words. Oh my god. 3 out
Ow.
of 4 dice succeed.
So we're down to 6.
And we go into a new round. Pick your actions.
I'm gonna fall prone, run, screaming, and stand and drool.
Did you pick already?
No, I haven't.
No. Did Reed? Did you
Oh,
pick
you
already?
did.
I'm putting him in right now.
Okay.
Advice is welcome and
Yeah, I am.
desired.
Oh, hang on. He hesitates for his next action because his dismiss failed.
Oh, what?
guys hear me?
on.
The character fails to win the deal of wits via his dismiss action. He must hesitate for his next volley. We get a free hit.
Oh.
Oh, it's because it's meant to be used to, like, kill the person, quote unquote.
Yes, correct. So first off, mark that our body of argument is down to 6 out of 9.
Yep, I just thought the exact same thing. Okay.
Are we on the second round now?
Yep.
Yeah, we're on the second. We're on the second round, so we get a
This
freebie.
second- Is this the whole volley? All 3 of these we get?
If it's
No,
only
volley.
The volley is only one.
it's
Each
specific
card is
to
a volley.
dismiss. Like, if dismiss brings you to does not bring you to 0, they hesitate.
Okay. So which one is the most damning? Is it point?
Point. Dismiss. I mean, we could try the same thing. We don't have enough. How many dice would you get? on a dismiss. You'd have 3, 5. Have I helped? Well, hang on. We should let Reed script before we start talking.
Oh, I'm ready. Yeah, no, go for it.
Okay.
Hang on. Sorry, I stepped away for a second, but I'm a little, and that's probably why I'm a little turned around. Did you all get through all 3 turns already?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I thought I would just be back for the second.
Oh, here, I would do want to. So yeah, that as soon as you left, they both went to avoid, and so nothing happened. And then I dismissed, and he avoided. So I got a free hit, but I hesitate on the first action.
The second one was we both rebutted.
Rebutted, excuse me. Thank you.
Okay, cool. That just was way faster than I thought it would be. Just making sure.
So,
It goes fast once you like get the hang of it. It's all about the role play for me in this part too. Like, just think about what you want to say.
So point is probably the safest thing to start with, Nick.
Yeah.
If you don't think we can take him out, right? And I don't think we can, even if we help you.
I don't think so either. Yeah.
Then following that up, we should consider that he's going to try and whittle us down again.
Sure. Yeah. I guess I was considering he might rebuttal. If he anticipates us getting a point in. But I guess your rebuttal, you're responding to. Yeah, I was thinking maybe feint second, but maybe that's not great.
It's a risky one,
Yeah.
but it's a good move. I mean, I like to play risky. But no, if he has a point as his second move, our feint does nothing, and he gets a free hit.
Yeah, if we were up on body of argument, I think that might be a more fun play, is to risk the feint there.
Okay, so let's say can you obfuscate? Do you have the ability to obfuscate?
It is an option here, but I don't know if that is.
Do you have the skills?
What are the what?
Soothing platitudes works.
Falsehood, oratory. So soothing platitudes.
Okay, then yeah, we can do that.
It's tested versus everything, so it's a versus test.
Okay.
So we'd have to beat whatever it is he's doing. That gives a +1 to your. That gives a +1 if we beat him. That gives us a +1 obstacle to his next action. If we lose, he gets a +1d to his next action. So there's another risky one. But if we succeed at it, it's very effective. So you could start with a point, do an obfuscate maybe, or a feint. That's kind of up to you. And then decide whether you think you'd be ready for another point or a dismiss. Or whether you want to defend with a rebuttal. What do you think?
So it's this big fucking tree guy that loves Auntie and the heart of the grove. and he just thought that he could get us to go away. But we didn't. So now he's a little dumbfounded. I feel like he's gonna come back from that dumbfoundedness with
Point.
I feel like he's gonna come back with a point.
So in that case, your best bet is either to obfuscate, avoid, or rebut.
Yeah, I mean, I think the other angle is what Reed's been bringing up is just like role play it out, right? Like, don't forget who Dakath is. And I don't feel like Dakath would get cute about it. At least that's my interpretation of how he might handle this. Would be more like, stern and direct. And
It's true, though I have been obfuscating a bit in general, by presenting this as being solely about the elf thing.
yeah.
When
I just
there's
think like
more-
it's an interesting aspect of these Burning Wheel games is like how much do you get caught up in like the metagaming and I guess to some degree it's encouraged, but then to another degree, at least for me, it's like paralysis by analysis almost.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I
Throwing that
think.
out there.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
So my suggestion would be point, obfuscate, point.
Okay.
But
Yeah, right
I
now I've got point, rebuttal, point. Let's do obfuscate. Let's do it. Let's run it.
I don't know if it's the best idea, but let's try it.
Yeah, no, I'm okay.
All right, make your point.
What was the dismissal that he gave?
He said age does not make elves aged and wise, and he calls them children to the end.
You could try and work in everything, including your anti-wise, on this roll.
Yeah. What would the anti-wise? I guess. I'm trying to like find the line between making a point and a rebuttal in terms of role playing.
Your point can be a rebuttal at this point because of what.
Sure. So, I need some water. Sorry, 1 second. Children they may be, but your children they are not. And this is a matter of my family, the Elven family. And you are merely an outsider looking in. How could I bring Auntie into it? A corrupted outsider looking in.
Yeah, I like the implication, that this is a family matter, not to do with the god you're serving. All right, make your roll. Let's see how much damage it does.
Okay, so anti-wise, etiquette, soothing platitudes.
I don't know if soothing
bonus
platitudes
dice.
really applies there. You didn't really
That's fair.
appeal to him at all. If you want to keep soothing platitudes and etiquette in play, you have to put on this fake nicety in your statements. And
And a respected and honored outsider at that, though corrupted. That's like the compliment sandwich. Is that?
Your horns and intellect are so great, but
Yeah. Let's see. Can I take those with me, or should I take them off?
No, I'll let you use them. Yeah, I liked how you rephrased it. Oh, whoa, 4?
What just happened? I don't see the successes. I don't see the roll.
Yeah, it didn't.
I think
Just-
you got 4. I saw 4 successes on the dice.
I did too because it's automatically open-ending them.
Yeah, it open-ended 2 6s. I
I
saw
thought
4
I saw 4.
successes. Because it's an open-ended test, you could spend a fate point and re-roll 1 more.
Okay, I don't have the. I'm gonna reload the game, I guess. Because it did not show up in the box.
Oh, dumb.
Damn. Okay,
I'll go ahead and
it's still
reveal
not
the
there.
next one. We both did obfuscate. He says, "Earth and sky shall surely quake when the dead themselves finally do awake. When the court is held in sway, hiding shall no longer pay. All must out on Judgment Day."
I don't know if you heard me, but if you have a fate point, you can re-roll 1 more die.
I do. I would like to roll that die. So I guess I'll just do.
Just do the d6 at the bottom, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whoa, 6.
Oh. Does that roll again?
I don't think it's open-ended.
I don't think so either.
Okay.
Oof. That
And should
did
that
a lot.
be marked on my persuasion?
Yes.
Was that a routine test or? Yeah, because it was against or. I don't know. How does that?
You only get 1 test. You only get 1 test per conflict.
Oh, okay.
The test that advanced you is the test that you got.
Okay, but I do get the
Unless that rule
fate
changed.
end.
I'm pretty sure that's how it works.
Oh, yeah, I don't remember.
Okay. So my obfuscate.
Well, so he almost changes the topic, it would seem to you, and speaks this in riddle and rhyme almost, and kind of talks this
It's
odd
like trying to
prophecy.
seduce us with poetry.
Yeah.
But he references the dead
I-
rising and some kind of court happening on Judgment Day.
I would like to respond in an equally poetic manner, but I'm personally not capable of such formulation
Not
of
easy.
words. And I would like it to include damning stuff about Auntie and the manner in which the light will prevail.
Is that really obfuscate?
I mean, they're just both kind of rambling at each other, aren't they?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I thought obfuscate would be more like a just a random red herring kind of like,
If
oh,
we
look over
were,
there.
I think that's like if it were to, like obfuscate the point that they were trying to make, but since we're both obfuscating against one another, I guess it just kind of like
Right.
ships passing in the
I
night.
see. Interesting. I think I love that about these Duel of Wits and conflicts and Torchbearer more generally, just like how
we
kind
can
of
help on this one, I
Sorry.
think.
yeah. I mean, I can help with obfuscate.
Yeah.
Wait, are we
I-
rolling though, or does it just not matter?
Yeah, you roll against each other.
Versus.
Yeah, it's a versus
Oh,
test against what skill you want to use. And so the way you spoke sounded probably more soothing platitudes than persuasion. Any
Can't even
other?
test persuasion.
Oh, that's right.
So I can't help with falsehood.
You can help with falsehood, yeah.
Oh. Yeah, I would imagine Ivo would be like probably puffing Dakath up, kind of like a "Don't you know who you're talking to, man?"
With that boon that you gave me, is that only for one skill, or is that for this entire
For the whole,
encounter?
it's just for persuasion
Okay.
for the
yeah.
encounter.
Okay.
So, I have an idea. Since you like, just a more fun way of doing this too is you don't really have a very good skill to obfuscate, and so Ivo with falsehood could jump in, and Ivo, you can make the main roll for this and say what you would maybe interject with, kind of force your way into the conversation, and that will get you a falsehood test, and they help you potentially instead.
I mean, if that's allowed in the rules, I mean,
Yeah, it's totally
It
allowed
is.
in the rules.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. Because it's
I
not
would
really
love
them.
that.
It started as the two of them debating each other, obviously, but your whole group is like, we have to get this thing to let us through.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I know Torchbearer is much more regimented than I feel like Burning Wheel, but yeah, I mean, if I hop in, I would definitely go with sort of like a puffing Dakath image up in the mind of the Grove Spirit, which is not, to me, that's more of like an obfuscation, and it's not. I'm obviously would take things in an extreme direction beyond like Dakath's already illustrious achievements in life, right? But no, I mean, you're a badass, but like I'm gonna get even more absurd and like, make up a bunch of honorary titles that you've got in the Elven kingdoms and stuff, and just again sort of. To me, that's like a bit of a distraction from like the discussion at hand. So to me, that's an obfuscation.
Your ob is 3. If you want to roll falsehood.
Yeah. Geez, I have 10 fate. Why can I not? Can anyone help?
I mean, you're getting help from Dakath.
Yeah, you
already
got his.
I think that in this case, like, Lenora is basically built to talk about religious stuff,
Yeah.
and we're trying to hide from this guy any religious conversation, right? So she's keeping her mouth shut.
So I have something. Obstacle wound penalty. Is my character sheet accurate? Can you check that? I know I got hit at some point, but I'm also just nervous I didn't necessarily notate it correctly. Or maybe it healed. I mean, I have no idea when that happened.
It was when Gwenmera attacked you and then lost consciousness, and so it would have faded by now. You can remove it from your sheet. You have a superficial wound.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure because I had just noticed that.
Oh, wait, you didn't
Okay.
sleep because you were woken up by the drums and then moved your camp, and that's when you got here. So I would actually say, because you didn't get a full night's sleep, that the wound she caused you is like actually burning, and you don't understand
a fate point
why.
to shrug it off, right?
Say again?
He can spend a fate point to shrug it off.
Yes, I believe so.
Yep.
'Cause
Okay, I'll happily do that because I
yeah,
have 10 fate.
so many fate, you may as well.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
That's what fate's good
Um,
for.
Okay, so that helps. It still says I have a wound penalty.
When you go to roll, is there a shrug it off option that you can click?
Oh, so I keep the wound marked, but I use the fate to shrug it off for just the single roll?
Yes. Or it's like a scene,
Oh,
the
okay.
full scene you lose it for.
Okay.
If you want to just remove it from your sheet just to make it easy, that's probably the quickest
No,
way.
I don't mind. I don't see a shrug it off thing in the roll though. So
Yeah.
But when I took it off the sheet, it also didn't remove it from the roll. Sometimes I wonder about like the bugginess.
I just removed it from your sheet, so let's see if it works. If you want to go normal, see if it still says it.
There we go. Now it's good. Okay. And I got help. So I just click accept help, or do I put the bonus dice?
Yeah, you click accept help and then add the bonus dice.
Okay. So Nick, Dakoth can help with 1 die.
That's what it sounded like.
Yeah.
Okay. Can cheat wise come into this as a fork?
No, I don't think for this. I think it's
Okay.
specifically meant when you're cheating somebody in some way or in games of chance specifically.
All right. Let's see here. I'm looking up Stone Face to see if there's any case for that. Probably not. Where the hell was it? There we go.
Oh, falsehood and gambling. So yeah, plus 2D.
What is that?
Stone faced.
Oh, okay. So I
You
can't
get
use
plus
that.
2D to your test.
Also
amazing.
cancels effect of discerner songs or ability to be read at all. Sheesh.
I thought I just hit roll, but it didn't.
Yeah, it's not showing up on mine either.
Should we close out and try again?
Oh, there. Maybe
That
there.
wouldn't work.
Yeah. Okay.
Did they both come
I'm gonna
through?
The fate didn't. I don't know. Oh yeah. Okay. Never mind. I just saw the second result. Well, the first result has 2 6s too, so that's cool. My fate didn't go down either when I marked it off. Let's see if it sticks this time. So I'm taking 2 off my fate. Can I blow those 6s up though?
Yeah,
Yes.
let me delete that one. It's funny.
Whoops.
Well, that's a quick, easy.
Wait,
fix it
you
later.
deleted the wrong one though.
No,
I mean,
they were
this one
out
is
of order.
exactly. They were out of order. This one is fine.
When you
Oh,
did that
weird.
second roll, it kicked the first one through that didn't show up originally, but it came in behind it. Because you totally succeeded, and then another one went through and you failed.
All right.
I just saw both had
successfully
6s.
updated.
So.
Oh, you beat it by 1.
Hell
Okay.
yeah.
So at least is that. So you will get a +1 to your next action, and I think I have a -1 to my next action because you were over it.
We get a +1, and you have +1 ob.
+1 ob. That's right.
And it automatically marks a test on my sheet.
It should.
Okay, I'm just so nervous it's not, and I didn't pay attention to what my test looked like before. Okay, whatever, it doesn't matter. Just
It's a routine falsehood test.
Yeah, I just don't know what I had before. I have 2 marks now, but I didn't. Yeah. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
It doesn't matter. Yeah, it's fine. I think if anything, you got 1 too many.
Oh, because the test that you deleted. Yeah, I didn't think about that either.
So, but
No, we tested falsehood in the past.
I don't remember, but I feel like one of your falsehood may have gone up. It really doesn't matter at all. Like, I'm not worried about you having 2 routine tests on falsehood. Like, so
Yeah, I'm not dwelling on it. I'm trying to understand the interface as much as anything.
yeah, no, I think about that too, like checking before to roll just to make sure. I know it's tracking fate and persona pretty well when you use the check boxes, but
Well, not really, because I just looked up and it didn't track it again correctly, so I just bumped it down to 8. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like there's a lag or something maybe. I also pop it out, and I wonder if that doesn't create some. Yeah, my fate's back up to 9 again. I don't know. Whatever. It's just I need to pay
We'll
more
figure that
attention.
out later.
you're about to win the Duel of Wits. So
Possibly, yeah.
make your point? What
Um,
you likely know to be your final point. That was way too easy for y'all.
The You should be more concerned with the state and desperation of your god, Auntie. Have you not seen the signs? Has someone in such good standing as yourself with Auntie not understood the significance of the falling of the stars?
That's good.
Why bother with the likes of us?
I see.
Go ahead and make your roll.
So I'm gonna grab anti-wise, etiquette, soothing platitudes, and I get a +1.
Yes, and you get a +1 from our obfuscate succeeding.
So
And-
+2?
And +1 from the boon to persuasion.
Oh yeah, +3.
No, the boon
It is a
just
+2.
open it makes this test
Oh,
open.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's right. I
Okay.
forgot. So
Right,
plus,
let me click that open-ended again.
don't forget that.
Ooh.
Yikes.
Well, you did it.
Yikes. You're still rolling successes. Stop. I am the spirit that negates, and rightly so, for all that comes to be deserves to perish wretchedly. 'Twere better nothing would begin. And there's this rumbling sound, and the earth begins to shake, and the form of the demonic tree spirit crumbles before you into a collapsing cascade of destroyed log and broken limb. And the way lies clear before you.
Well, okay then.
And you are back on the one clear path.
But we owe you a minor compromise.
Yeah,
guess-
let's see how that.
I guess we can't really give a minor compromise to something that just disintegrated.
Why? Maybe not.
Did that seem like he just decided to leave? Kind of disintegrating, or just fucking die?
Spoke very nihilistically and then appeared to clear the way for you.
I guess he didn't want to compromise. Let's go.
As far as you can tell.
All right. Lenora hoists the girl back onto her back and continues forth. So we are walking into the heart of the grove, where there are how many of your anti-corrupted kin, Dika?
More than I imagined it would seem.
And how are we going to recover the scythe?
That is a great question. And then I walk off.
Yeah, I think Ivo would say. I mean, I think I have a central belief about just like going for it. So I have a feeling Ivo would be like, "Don't you worry about it. I'll take care of everything."
Maybe we should at least do some reconnaissance once we get closer.
We'll see.
The path becomes denser and darker. And you see again signs of a great beast that has moved through the wood and just knocked trees down in its path. and you still appear just to be following in its wake. When you hear
Wait,
again...
that wasn't the Great Beast?
No.
Oh, gosh.
What? There's a greater beast?
There's a bigger beast.
A greater grove spirit. All right. I'll have to change my summary to lesser grove spirit.
Definitely not with
As you move in deeper,
thing,
following this
taking
trail of
time.
like crumbling
But-
tree trunk,
moving forward.
you again hear the beating of drums and the chanting of an ancient, unknown language of dead gods. And through the trees, you see an orgy of disgusting, horned, tiny humanoids leaping and...
Okay, I cannot hear you. I need to.
Oh, can anyone else hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah, I could. Maybe Nick's having issues there.
It was just that Discord thing where every now and then I can't hear everybody. I have to leave and rejoin.
And
Better
so
Yeah. Yep.
there appears to just be this horrid ritual going on where they're building this bonfire tomb and climbing on it and leaping off of it, and they're chanting and dancing, and
How
their
many
song
of them
of-
are there?
the song fills the air. As far as you can see, there's hundreds or more of them, and there's multiples of these bonfires you see now, like all around you throughout the wood.
Are there any parallels to the like the prophecy? Anything in the prophecy about elves going apeshit?
You think these might be elves?
Those are
You don't think these aren't the elves?
They would. You would think
I missed
these
the
are.
description.
Oh yeah, that's right. You did. No, they're. You would maybe just think they look more. They're like half the size of an elf, basically. They're smaller than a
Okay.
man. And there's 100 or more of them just at this one bonfire alone, and you can see signs of other bonfires glowing in the distance. The air is becoming dense with fog and has gotten notably hotter and much more humid. You, as far as you can tell, they are paying no attention to the main road that you follow on. You have to climb through some very gnarled and twisted branches to get a good view of this, but they're not too far off from the road either.
But
If
they
you were to
don't.
get
They're.
close.
I mean, do they look like? I mean, like people just partying. I mean, does it look like an evil kind of ritual, or does it look like just people having a good time?
It's the same chanting Lenora heard the previous day, and with her doctrine knew it to be basically devilry and demon worship and
Okay.
dead gods being revered and honored and sacrificed to. As you move deeper in, you see more sign of these creatures. There are piles of animal bones, almost done up decoratively, and in some sort of sadistic, demonic fashion, they've formed these tiny symbols and standing ornaments along the path, but it makes you sick to your stomach even. It's human bone, animal bone, strange skulls of creatures you've never even seen before. And you hear their music, their drums and their pipes just begin to fill the air. And you know that if you keep going, you will be discovered along the path. You are starting to see a lot more signs of these creatures, and even hearing them up ahead, kind of moving through the branches. They seem to be all around you, but nothing has seemed to accost you at all yet. You can't tell if they're aware of you as much as you're aware of them.
Well, this is thrilling, everyone. Let's press on, though. Must hurry.
So you're just gonna keep going down the path? That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
You hear
Yeah.
a chittering sound coming from the branches just next to you. And you see these eyes just staring at you through it vividly and intensely. And oh, I lost the page. Where? I thought I put the skill in here, but apparently not. Two of these creatures step out onto the path in front of you, and they have very human features, beards even, very full and thick, but they have curved horns coming out of their head. They look demon incarnate, and they kind of bare their teeth at you, but they don't say anything, and they're each holding a large club in one hand and a staff taller than themselves in the other. Let me show you the art here.
Yeesh.
They're dressed very shamanistically. And they block your path and they bare their teeth at you. But they say nothing.
Is it, I'm not fishing for a role, but I just thought, like, oh, I have symbology. Like, is this, does their garb scream anti? It doesn't seem like this is anything we've seen before. So would it be obvious whether or not these are followers of Anti or some other more primal spirit?
You don't see the mark of Anti visible on any of them, as far as you can tell. And they're not dressed like Thomists. They're dressed more like forest people.
Yeah. But, I mean, we've been told that the forest is under control of Anti, I thought. Like the grove.
That they entered the forest. Not that they control it.
Oh, I thought the grove spirit was kind of just like there was a bit of an energy of like.
Yeah, that's what he said. That you're right. You're right.
Okay, I guess I just didn't. Yeah, I guess it could be lying. So okay, just curious. Thank you.
Do you speak the common tongue?
One of them just growls menacingly, and they stand there and just stare. They both look at you when you speak and just stare at you. And then 6 more of them approach and flank you. So you have 3 on each side of you. And these ones are dressed more or less the same, but instead of weapons, they carry pieces of fruit, large pieces of fruit, a few different varieties, and one of them even has some what you think might be bread. Maybe not any kind of bread you would want to eat or have eaten before, but it's what it looks like to you, a loaf of some kind, and they come and they set them at your feet, 1 or 2 items to each of you. And then the 6 of them move behind the first 2, the guardian shaman looking ones, and one of them motions to you with his hand to follow, and they all start kind of moving into the forest off of the road.
Were they as menacing?
They almost have their visages they can't control, like they bare their teeth, they look angry and mean and horrible and disgusting, but they brought you gifts, and then the 6 fled behind the other 2, and then they all moved off, but motion for you to follow them, basically.
Okay, interesting.
The worshippers of Anti have defiled their grove. I think we should follow them.
Agreed.
Yes.
My head. Oh my gosh. What? Where are we? Lord Ivo, what's happened?
Don't worry, lass. We're just heading in further into the forest. The sooner we take care of this, the sooner we'll be on the road.
This is worse than where we came in.
Where is it? Here? Yes, well, it looks worse, but it's not, I promise. You just have to take my word for it, please. You are safe.
Oh, this
Can
fruit
you
looks
walk that
delicious. I'm famished. I feel like I haven't eaten in days. And she grabs the fruit, tries to grab a fruit from you. Or if if you left it on the ground, even where they left it, she just goes for the nearest one and starts just digging into it.
I can't stop her.
You could try to stop her.
Yeah, I mean, I would try, because I mean, that's sort of.
What?
I mean,
What
I was
is it?
literally before you started speaking, I was literally going to say, like, to reassure her, right? Like, I swore an oath to protect you, kind of thing. So I mean,
I thought she was on my back.
Then that's,
yeah. Well, okay, interesting. Yeah, I guess it would be up to you to maybe stop her then, if she is. I'm picturing her maybe being able to reach down to well, she's a dwarf though. Yeah, I don't know the visuals of this now.
Well, we knew Lenora was carrying her, and so she wakes up, and if you set her down, or would
I
you?
said I was
hold
about
her?
to ask her whether she can walk when she started going for the fruits. So I don't know. Is it a power test?
No, I don't think you need to make a test to stop her. You can just grab her hand away. As you do, she seems to be very weak. She doesn't seem to even be able to resist you at all. Kind of loses her strength a bit and falls backwards, whether you'd laid her down or holding her in your arms, almost at the edge of fainting again, it would seem. Why do you prevent me from satiating myself? I'm so hungry. Please let me eat.
We're all hungry. We'll feed on this later.
Can I pull out some food for her that's from our stockpile? I mean, I assume we have something
What are you gonna give
where
her?
she's not reaching for unknown fruit. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what we would be carrying, but I feel like surely we'd have some foodstuffs of some sort.
Yeah, do you have what kind of food specifically do you want to give her? What would you pull out?
I don't know. I mean, do we have some hardtack or bread, or do we have our own fruit that things like apples that would keep for a while?
You probably have any. The only thing we said is you have about a week of ration for you to get by, so that can be whatever you want. I'm just curious what specifically you would give her.
I mean, that's the sort of stuff I'm imagining is, again, pull a chunk of bread off, or again,
so
cheese.
she
or,
bites into the bread and This is foul. It's rotten. It's disgusting. No, something else, please. I can't take this hunger.
Was it rotten?
No, it was
She,
perfectly fine.
You're turned around, lass, and you have to eat this bread. It is perfectly good. Something is going on where your taste is not functioning. I promise it is not bad.
I am a lady of the mountain. My tastes are perfectly fine, I assure you. Now, please set me down. And she's just a little wobbly.
No, I keep a hold of her.
Okay. So
Yeah, I don't think this is safe for you to get down.
You see her. Well, even if she tries to fight you or stand up, and she just can't. Like you can tell her headstrong attitude is not being matched by her physical ability at all. And she lays back. I can't take it. Please allow me to eat something.
Just rest. I think we'll be someplace where we can find sustenance soon.
Agreed. Patience, lady.
We must leave this place now. Allow me to take the lady. She and I can go. You said you would take me out of here, and you're only leading me deeper in. I appreciate this escort now, but with these creatures around, who knows what they're doing? Goodbye. I will take the lady dwarf if she would go with me. And the old man starts to move towards Lenora and Guinevere.
I'll step between the two of them and say, no one is going anywhere but with us.
Well, I do appreciate your help, but you cannot hold me here against my will. I tried to warn you about coming this way, and you refused to listen to me.
Your warnings ring hollow, and these people have done nothing yet but welcome us.
Yes, they welcome you into their trap, I'm sure. These things, they defile Auntie's image. Surely they can have nothing good to say or do.
Look at me. And look well. We are not followers of Auntie.
Well, then perhaps you should go dine with those dogs, you heathen. And he spits on the ground at you. Barbaric fool, follower of some harvest god. I know the one you follow. She is nothing. She is weak. She is vindictive and petty. Pitiful.
Guinevere
and petty.
just going off the rails here?
No, this is the old man.
Why is he still with us? Did we just assume he kept following us? I thought we were kind of gonna
Leave him. Let's go. And
Yeah.
Lenora just keeps following these guys.
You'll be lost without me. These mists will take you in forever and never let you out.
Farewell. I hope that Asha brings you back into her flock.
If you are indeed the elf that I am here to meet, then reveal yourself and cease these games.
let's just leave him.
And otherwise, our ways will part now.
Yeah, I for some reason forgot about that dude. Is he letting us leave? I mean, I don't have a good feeling about that dude. Just never have.
The tree monster said that we already had a guide, and this is the only guy that we met here, and now he is also suggesting that we'll be lost without him, which could be a total lie or it could be the truth.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. It could be the truth, but he's given us no indication for why we would trust him. So it's kind of I don't see the point.
You're on the wrong
Leave
path,
us or
I'm telling
follow,
you.
old man.
No, don't follow.
We'll protect you if you stay with us.
Speak for yourself. Yeah, Ivo would give Lenora a look and say, "Speak for yourself. I will not protect this dude."
We must be gone from here. This place, it is heinous. Antai's power is weak here. These creatures, they push it away in some fashion with their dead god's worship. There's nothing but death in here. This is where I came from. You said you would help take me out of here, back to Miskoke. And also, he appears to be getting younger the deeper you get in. He's lost another like 10 or 15 years. You'd think he's maybe in his 60s now instead of like his 80s.
Is this the first time you've mentioned that?
No, it happened when you first picked him up. When you first found him, he wouldn't get
dead.
up. He was a corpse, and then he wouldn't get up.
Yeah.
And then
Fair.
Lenora picked him up,
Forgot he
or
was
helped
dead.
him up. And as soon as she helped him up, he appeared younger. He lost 10 years, and it seems to be getting even younger as you move in.
I forgot about the fact that he was dead. I'm loving this. Like my memory for this stuff is just so spotty.
He's selling me more and more that this is some kind of Asher worship, and that these are followers of Asher, especially with the imagery that Reed has been using with Asher good people being all demony looking and the anti-people being angelic and shit.
Well, I will tell you. So, Lenora last session had a successful doctrine roll, and she knows that they're not Asher worshippers. They are worshiping dead gods, and it gives them some
old
other
gods.
kind of power.
Oh, right. Okay,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't want Ivo to snap and kill this dude, but I feel like it's coming. He's just annoying. I assume that's how Reed is trying to play him, but it's just not enjoyable having to listen to this fucking whining all the time.
Then it's working perfectly.
Yeah. Yeah. How do you all... I mean, I guess I'm out of game saying, like, how do you want to handle this so that I don't get crazy? Unless you want me to get crazy, because I
And
just...
if Lenora says he can leave, or he can come with them. That's it. But he's.
But
gonna
you said you'd protect him.
Yeah.
I mean,
There's still hope for him to see the error of his ways.
oh jeez, this faith shit is annoying.
It's not a promise, you know. It's like we're just trying to get him to shut the fuck up. But
Yeah. Okay.
we're not gonna murder a man in the forest.
You might not.
Yeah, you might. I'm saying that's not where she is at. But she's turned away and she's got Gwenmira on her back and she's following the horny guys.
So you go off the path into the forest following them. Is what it sounds like.
Mm-hmm.
You don't go far when you find yourself just in this hectic, crazy ritual, and you're just surrounded by hundreds of these satyrs, as far as you can call them, chanting horrible, terrible sounding chanting, like ritualistic. It sounds the pure evil to you from the words of Asher. Anyways, the language, just everything about it rubs you the wrong way, makes you almost sick and fearful of it. And as you go, the path is it gets denser and denser of these creatures as you're almost now being kind of pushed towards one of these huge piers that's lit with fire at the top. And a path is sort of being made for you as you're just surrounded and being shoved forward now as a throng and a horde of these creatures surround you. And you're pushed to the base of the pier, and there's a bit of a berth around it where they're all dancing, but they're also running in and like leaping onto it and leaping off of it. But as you approach it, you see that it is entirely made of bones. And at the top is what smells and looks to be a recently burned corpse of some kind. And the two reappear, the two that had the cudgel and the staff, and they approach you, one on each side, and they begin chanting and slamming the butt end of the staff into the ground in unison, in rhyme with the drum beating, filling the air around you. And one satyr comes forward out of the crowd, approaching you. And Lenora, make a will test. I'll set the ob for you. Actually, my ob is your will. What is your will exponent?
5.
Okay. Oh, you forgot to. Nonetheless. It holds your gaze, and you feel just some kind of power emanating from its eyes, which get this glittering, almost magical glow within them. But you realize it is trying to hypnotize you. You realize the old man is no longer with you. Gwenmera begins screaming at the top of her lungs and shrieking as you see a satyr trying to hypnotize her as well. And you realize you may not be safe anymore. And we're gonna go into a fight.
Start singing.
Yeah, can I trigger my instinct to always put yourself between a threat and your friends?
Definitely.
I mean, I don't know if that'll like come into play narratively, but I feel like this is the moment where it should trigger when he sees Lenora.
I mean, does it have to come to a fight?
Not
you speak to
necessarily,
them?
but we're gonna. You can each basically do something, and then they will start trying to attack you.
Slinging dice.
So, Lenora would call out to them and say, "The defilers of your forest are in the heart of the grove. We are here to drive them out. Our cause is the same.
Didn't speak common though.
They seem to be in a hyper frenzied state at this point, and your words go on deaf ears, and you see suddenly Faust draws his axe quickly and lops the head off of one as another one starts to try, and he is suddenly in combat. But they're being really wary, especially when they see how like powerful he is. But they are like starting to try to swarm him. He's got his back to the pier,
Great.
I'm gonna go ahead and Song of the Sword.
No trait vote yet to
Oh yeah.
to prevent
Unfortunate.
your hesitation of your colleagues there.
I'll tell my friends, hey, plug your ears. Look away and plug your ears. And these satyr guys can't understand me or are in a frenzied state, so they don't know.
Does that work?
Does that work?
Yeah, say it again. I'm sorry.
I'm telling my compatriots to plug their ears and look
I
away.
missed that part. I don't think it works that way.
Okay.
That's the elven magic is just so powerful. It's like an explosion of song energy, and your sword
Got that aura.
glows, and you can't not look upon it.
Okay. Let's see. For songs, you can't fork anything in, right?
No.
Unless you have Song of Songs or something like that. That's
Yeah,
the
there's
only
one
thing.
specific song,
So I'm just gonna go for
which is only
Singing
available to
Blade.
like matrons.
Singing Blade, open-ended sword dice.
What job is that?
2.
And you got 2 over, so
Yes.
hesitation increases. Hesitation ob or steel ob increases by 2. So everybody gets to roll
And we had +2 to our
hesitation.
+2 to our obstacle, right?
Yes.
What are we rolling?
We're rolling a steel
Steel.
test because he used his
He's
elf
singing.
magic.
Sorry, I had to do it.
+2 ob.
Y'all should be getting lots of steel tests, though.
Yeah, it's kind of awesome actually.
Oh, I'm one challenging steel test away from advancing it. Nice.
Yeah, I advanced in steel, it looks like.
Oh wow, I'm 1 away. I have a traitor. I'm gonna reroll. Ha!
I guess I'm standing and drooling. Do I step in between heroically before I stand and drool?
Yeah, who do you want to step in front of?
I was gonna. That first one tried to hypnotize Lenora, right?
Yeah, you saw.
But they're also trying to hypnotize Gwenmira.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, it would have been to me, the instinct would trigger immediately with Lenora.
Either one. Where? My roll didn't come up, did it? What the heck? For Faust. No, I can't find it.
Nope.
Oh. Is it still not coming up? Wow. What the heck?
No. Should we all like log out and log back in?
Maybe. I'm gonna do it real quick. I can just go back to join screen. I did it twice. It definitely didn't show up. Annoying. Anyways, what was everyone's steal? Would they?
I succeeded.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
I failed, but I advanced. My steel went up.
Who had the low? You. If Lenora succeeded, then she doesn't hesitate.
Yeah, my result was trash. So I mean, I think I had four successes on an 8 ob. So I mean, so my hesitation would go up too, right? If my steel went up, is that how that works?
No, hesitation is I can't. It's another stat.
No, hesitation is just 10 minus will.
Will.
So if your will goes up, then your hesitation goes down.
So, I guess I technically need to roll steel for a flat roll for the satyrs. Not terribly. Okay, so Lenora and Dakath, you have the first moves. What do you do next?
Shit. Do we just start killing them? Or, like, is that the holiest state of euphoria that the worshippers of a dead god can achieve? Is that why they were trying to sacrifice us? Is to show us their god? Can I topple the fire with my sword?
If you go to swing at it, you can barely penetrate it. The
It's like
bones,
big.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oy. And there's like hundreds of them.
Yeah, there's over 100. It's just like a massive throng. So
I think
Faust,
we have to run.
We hack our way through and we escape.
Yeah, I'm going to be trying to move away back towards the path, slaying any who would stand between us.
Well,
I'll try and take the lead.
you see Ivo is about to be like grabbed by them, and he's just standing and drooling and staring at your sword as it lights. Lenora in front of him, or excuse me, behind him, and then Gwenmera behind her, with Faust kind of protecting her at this point. You're all kind of in like a little half circle, as back to back as you can get, with this pier behind you.
Well,
and everything just almost comes to a stillness, like a dead stop, as you start to sing and your sword begins to glow, and everyone is just suddenly staring up at it. All these creatures, it becomes very quiet as they all just stand and drool. Some of them flee from you. A good number of them you notice start fleeing, but the majority, especially the ones closest to you, just stand and drool and stare up in awe. Some start dropping to your feet right in front of you and like praying and bowing and subjugating themselves right in front of you, and you know you have but a handful of moments before the chaos re-ensues.
Then I'll grab Ivo if I can, while he's standing and drooling. and try and start moving. Try and
I feel
start
like you
getting
can
away.
shake somebody out of a stand and drool. I think would make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I
I
kind
did
of
the
like the
same.
idea.
I did the same for Faust, and we
Yeah.
run.
As you start
Wasn't there
pushing
some,
your way
like-
past, oh, go ahead.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
You start pushing your way through this crowd of them, and then the drum beating starts up, and they seem to regain their courage, and they start to swarm around you again, and you hear them just leaping through the trees and crawling at twice the speed you're able to, because remember, you went off the path, and so it's very dense growth. And it seems like they're almost toying with you, but they're not getting very close. And someone will have to make a survival roll of some kind to figure out the direction you're going and if you can get back to the path or not.
I've got survival if no one else does. I also have observation. That's more sensible.
Yeah, I'm learning observation and survival.
Dakath is basically, you're all consumed with sustaining your song, so you can't do it. I would say you can't even help on it because you're singing your Song of the Sword. Lenora might be able to give a help dice.
If I was to pray to Asher for guidance,
Yeah, that's a good idea. Guidance is Ob 3, I think.
no, it's on 5. It's a hard one.
Oh. Hey, you haven't done that one yet. That's fun.
Well, no, that was what blew up the castle wall.
Oh, was it? Oh, cool. Oh, that's
Yeah.
right. Showed you the way. I forgot.
But I kind of like this idea that we got to rely on raw ability here, and not God.
Sound like a religious person?
Like the intensity of the moment is such that Lenora might hold her prayer for the most desperate of moments. But maybe this is the most desperate of moments.
It's, you don't have a lot of time. Like, these creatures obviously know exactly what they're doing and where they are, and they are just running alongside you, and sometimes they get really close.
Okay,
just
so
within the light of the sword.
What would happen if when this test fails? Because it will fail.
If the test fails, and an agent of Anti will save you.
Oh,
Oh no!
the old man shows up again. But he's young now. He's gone full Benjamin Button. All
Yes, a
right.
small baby with a sword.
I have 2 faithful with me. So I think that gives me a bonus die. Probably only 1.
Didn't we figure out they're like, the will had to be equal to 20 or something to get a bonus die?
For every 20, yes, for every 20, plus 20 for every 20. So we don't have 20. We probably have 15. So we got nothing.
I think I remember it was in the last one. It was like 11 or 12. Yeah.
All right. I'll use some of these sweet persona points.
That ends up working out pretty nicely. It's like basically 5 people or 4 people with one with really high faith, maybe is enough to like get that group boost of 1 dice.
Yeah. All right. So that is obstacle 5, rolling for guidance. Doesn't look like it. But it didn't roll enough dice. I only saw 4 dice hit the thing.
Only 5. I see 5 dice. Is that what it was supposed to be?
No, it's supposed to be 8 dice.
Try re-rolling, see what happens.
Okay, now I see them.
I see both
And
sets.
it succeeded.
It still doesn't come up. How annoying.
Yeah, I just
The coding's gotten
struggling.
worse somehow. Maybe that's an update on Foundry.
Maybe maybe Foundry was secretly being stored in the government servers. Anyway, it succeeded. So she calls to Holy Mother Asha to light up the path through this darkness, that we may know the way to your blessed skies.
Okay. Suddenly, you see these little ember flames almost appearing on like the ground in front of you. But as you stop for a moment, you realize that there are these tiny fire beetles that now seem to be everywhere, but they are lighting up and dying quickly, showing a path through the wood. And you can see that it will not last very long as these little bugs suddenly, with like their last burst of life, kind of burst into a small flame. And it starts leading through, and you follow it. And the satyrs do not let up at all. It seems that with Dakath's sword alight, they aren't willing to come any closer within its aura. But when you get back to the main path, the one clear path, they begin to howl and hoot and swarm around you. And they encircle you and block your way. And there just appears to be an endless number of them climbing in the trees around you and cackling their demonic laughter, echoing.
And are the fireflies still pointing in some direction?
Well, they're showing you briefly are able to tell which direction was the one way that you'd been heading. And then they fade off and are stamped out as you become again surrounded. And so I imagine Gwenmera in the center, Dakath on one side, Faust on the other. Where does Lenora and Ivo want to be?
I mean, does
Well,
it matter if we're completely
We're like
surrounded?
in a circle of 4 around this girl, right?
Mm-hmm. So yeah, if you're,
But
you're
it
not even,
sounds like this sounds like the perfect circumstance for a bloody versus test.
I was just gonna say, if you don't, nobody wants to do anything in particular, we'll just do a bloody versus.
I'll wave my sword to try and get them to back up.
So you're swinging it around. They seem very afraid to approach Dakath in particular, obviously.
So you lead the test.
The more harebrained idea is to stop singing Song of the Sword and start singing Lament for the Fallen. To like honor their dead gods. But I feel like that's not how that's supposed to work.
It's
It doesn't
not
seem
how
like they
laments are
understand
supposed to work.
that they understand our speech.
That's true too.
Yeah. What did you say, Reed?
It's just not how you can use laments, but I love that idea. But I think that's a good point too,
Yeah.
that you don't, it doesn't appear to you that they understand your language.
Music's like the universal language, bro. But yeah, I guess I'll just fucking kill them instead.
I also thought of this too. I don't know why I didn't think of it sooner, but when Dakath was resurrected by the avatar of Asher, you made a big deal about how Asher, you're all in on Asher at that point. I'm thinking we should have given you Faithful 1. Because you actually became truly faithful after you were resurrected from your burning rust death.
Okay, what is Faithful 1? Is that a nat or a...
It's the same magic that Lenora uses. She's just Faithful 6, but it lets
okay.
you. I think you let you officially, if you have faith, you can give someone a help test with faith if you work together
Got it.
pray.
I mean,
Because
that's
it's the whole thing of.
that's a huge gift for a trait vote.
No, I was thinking having you open it, not like just get it. Like you can you put it on your opening list. So it's more to allow you to assist Lenora, and because the whole thing now too is her prayers are going to be powered by like your vitality, leading to your eventual crucifix or your eventual stigmata. Like that's what appeared the direction that it seems to be going ever since your resurrection.
Yeah.
And so that's why it's kind of it made sense for you to have like the beginnings of opening the faithful skill and truly becoming a believer the way Lenora is. And that's where your whole song of bonding will come into play too.
Okay. Well, what is that based on?
I think just will. It's opening, so you just mark it on your opening skills list.
Yeah, it still asks. It has the root.
It's not a skill; it's an attribute.
Oh, it's an
yeah,
attribute.
it's like
okay,
your
okay.
grief.
Oh, interesting.
I just thought if I wanted something as a base of some kind for if you ever pray to Asher for like when Lenora dies or something.
That's cool.
But
That might happen now.
It might happen right now.
Is it supposed to be like B1 then, or I don't know if I can.
Yeah, because I forgot that it's like an emotional magic also, and doesn't actually. because I was just thinking it is its own skill, but that's why I think just. I mean, I never use the character sheet to start new skills, so I just don't remember what it looks like, but
Well,
it doesn't really
somebody said,
matter for this situation because you're singing.
They said it was an attribute like grief, and not a skill, right?
Right,
Is it relevant in this conflict?
That's
right
what I
now?
was trying to just now get at too.
No,
It's
yeah,
like
yeah.
it doesn't really matter. It was just like a thought I had.
Okay.
I didn't know it'd be that difficult to throw it on there. So, are you trying to wait defensively to see what they do, or are you going to attack?
I mean, I think we should try and hack our way through and out.
Well, yeah, we're back on the trail now.
Yeah, so we
So-
want to move forward to the next group of people that want to murder us.
Yeah, it's kind of like we're trying to move forward in a formation and cutting down anyone who is stopping us.
Okay. Let's do a bloody versus with your sword to kind of lead the way. When you start kind of moving through, they leap on top of you and try to just almost mass leap on you, and you feel that they are extremely strong and they're trying to kind of lock your arms in. And then
So the rules for bloody verses are 426.
And this is where I think when we tried to do our last fight, you get something for being an elf. It has to do with your swiftness, I believe.
Stride. Maybe reflexes, maybe stride.
So yeah, you have longer weapon.
So on the attack side, longer weapon. On the defense side, you have like special armor, right?
I do have elven armor.
Is it chainmail? Or does it not say?
Yeah, elven light mail.
Light mail. So that's +2 to your defense roll. Do you have a shield?
I do.
So that's +3 to your defense roll. And then it comes down to whether you have higher reflexes than them or longer stride.
Yeah, that's what I was just looking at. My reflexes are
What-
4 and 7 stride.
What's yours?
Where is that? Which thing is it on?
Stride is like under stats, and reflexes is under attributes.
You have elves have the longest stride in the game of 8.
My stride is
and,
8, yeah.
And you also
And you
have
get
B4
+1.
reflexes.
You get +1d that you could add to either your defense or attack side.
Where are reflex? Oh, if reflex is B4.
And then we would help with our weapon skill.
And then I call on Driven. I guess. Oh wait, you can only use call on once a session.
Yeah, you would use it. You would use it after you roll
Okay, cool,
to re-roll your failures.
got it. So I have a dice pool that is equal to my sword skill, plus.
Didn't mean to do that.
You have your sword skill,
Which is
plus
open-ended
one-
presently.
plus 1 die.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any VA on your weapon?
I believe so. Yes, it's 1.
So you get your sword skill plus 1 die. For your attack side, you get plus 2 die.
Okay.
For your defense side, you get plus 3 die.
Okay.
And then you have 1 that you could add to either side. You got to split your sword skill in however you want to split it, but you already have those pools.
So I'm gonna put that extra, that one that I can put on either side on attack. So I'll have 3 extra on attack, and I'll add 4 there. So I'll have 7 attack and 5 defense, I believe.
Okay. And then Lenora would be helping with her axe. And I don't know what Ivo and Foster helping with.
Yeah, I mean, I assume crossbow would come in handy.
Well, so you know, for your crossbow, you need a few moments of stillness.
Nah, man, he
to
keeps that shit
reload.
on him. Ready to go. He got that instinct.
No, that's what I mean. Though, but you fire one time and you are out.
hit and
Of,
run. Yeah.
like you have one good crossbow shot. I thought you had a knife too. Don't you have knife skill?
Yeah. I changed that instinct anyway. So yeah, I mean, I have knife if that's more useful to help with.
It just
I just thought it was sort of any combat skill could help.
whatever
That's fine.
makes sense for the RP moment, I think, is what it is.
Yeah.
So the crossbow you would save for like a big enemy probably, and this is for like the group right in front of you. So if you're gonna unload an arrow and have to reload, you'll give a help dice here, or you can hold it to like fire at something, bigger than one of these little satires. It's up to you, but
Isn't this just bloody versus though? Am I not just tossing a die to Nick?
Yes, but in the context of the fight, what weapon are you using?
my point
If it's
is
just-
the next phase you'll have to reload for like the next phase of whatever happens is all I'm trying to say.
I thought bloody versus
But
was just a single roll. Then I'll help
But
with
if you
knife.
use a
I guess.
knife, yeah. There you go.
I thought
Okay,
bloody
so-
versus was just a single roll though.
It is.
is.
It is. It's not going to continue after this. But like, let's say we run into a monster right after this, which we probably will.
Okay.
So I've got 9 attack dice and then 5 defense dice.
So you should get a helping die from each of us.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, I've got 3 total. Or are you saying everybody in the party? So like, maybe not the dwarf that we're trying to protect, but the other guy. Does he? Faust.
Yeah,
does
Faust
he
would help.
give a die?
yeah, he's the one covering the other side as you like push your way through down the path. And
So
they're
10
all
dice.
just like throwing themselves at you as you cleave your way through them. And they eventually begin to scatter and flee. But they appear to always be following you along the edge of the forest, and you hear their drums beating. And this goes on until you feel too exhausted to continue, and Though you have no real concept of the passage of time, you know you will start to begin to fall fat, like pass out and not be able to go on should you not sleep.
But we're still fighting them?
No, you like cleave your way through them, and they now are just stalking you along the path.
And are we any closer to the heart of the grove?
You're on the same route that Asher had been. Through your guidance showed you to go this way on the path.
Okay.
And you just feel like it's been at least you're at the end of your second full day of travel. So would you make camp for the night, or would you push on and make some kind of fortitude test?
I think we should push on.
Yeah, I mean, if they're following and surrounding us and just sort of like lurking, I don't think Ivo would want to stop. I feel like that would be a silly risk, even though it's not ideal to have to just push, but sometimes you got to do it.
So let's have everyone make a fortitude test then.
What's the obstacle?
It's gonna be just their first night. I guess it's your kind of going into your second night of not actually getting a full sleep. So we'll do an ob 2. If you fail, you drop unconscious and cannot be awoken until fully rested. Wait, what? Only 3? Dang. I'm so curious
Dude,
what Dakat's. Nice.
Of course, the dwarf embarrasses himself. This is where it costs me putting it all in perception. Trying to be shiftier than Huff.
Faust. Well, okay, let's see. Whoa, what?
Happened again.
Right back.
I think you all were saying stuff when I couldn't hear. Maybe. I passed my test.
So either you or Faust has to carry Ivo.
Are you still carrying
already-
Gwynmera?
Yeah.
Okay. You move in deeper, pushing through your weariness. And hours go by, and the path seems to never end. Perhaps you stop for a rest at some point. Settle down your unconscious dwarves. And you hear a soft singing echoing through the air. And further up the path, just a bit off, you see what can only be Amélis l'Argent, the golden one. It doesn't appear to have noticed you, and she's singing a song and just moving through the trees looking up in their branches. And she passes across the road itself and disappears onto the other side. Bats are still just everywhere. The trees are covered with them.
Huh.
And every now and then you
Forest
swear
does
you
not play tricks against us.
I missed everything just now.
You're seeing visions of Amalise moving through the forest as you go. And it becomes more frequent, and everyone sees it. It's becoming some sort of shared vision, or maybe she's really there. But she's always just off in the distance, slightly off the road, or walking from one side to the other, but always from the same side. And a full day appears to go by when you can no longer continue on without collapse almost. Even after Ivo wakes up. Do you push on?
Are these things still after us?
Every now and then you would swear you see the glowing eyes of the hypnotic gaze of the satyr, but you never see any actual evidence of another one for this whole day, or 2 days of travel, really.
We do need to rest.
I agree. We should do so in shifts.
I shall take the first shift. I feel no weariness. And Foss slams the butt of his hammer, his axe down on the ground. We shall
I'll
defeat
stay
these
with you.
woods. I would.
It is not wise to leave a single person on watch.
Yes.
I,
Groups of two.
Wild place.
definitely not.
Faust and I will take the first watch. Dakath and Ivo the second.
I
And meanwhile, she's made some kind of mush out of whatever bread we have and some water, and is trying to force the probably unconscious girl to eat it.
Every time you go to feed her, she vomits it up. You have to tip her head to the side, and you cannot get her to keep anything down.
Not even water.
Not even water. Her skin begins to turn this, it's like fading almost. She's no longer this rosy-cheeked, tan dwarf. She's definitely sick of got some kind of sickness that's draining the color from her face. I
She
don't
ate
know.
nothing. She touched nothing.
Poor Gwenmara.
And we consecrated our last sleeping ground against spirits and demons, so she can't be possessed.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sort of. I mean, these are two beliefs conflicting with each other. So I think I was sort of stuck.
You go through the night, maybe a little restlessly, but your shifts seeming undisturbed. Gwynmera in the morning, if you could call it that, because it still appears to be nothing but dim moonbeams breaching the scraggly branches far above you, and she is still and hard as a rock, almost as if dead, though she continues to breathe. I can help her. You are all stunned as you hear the voice of Lady Amalise. And you turn. But standing there is not Lady Amalise, merely a woman that looks very similar to her, but wearing a dark, almost black and blue hued cape and very simple leather leggings and a dark robe. She smiles at you disarmingly.
She doesn't look like an elf, does she?
She does not. She is human. I think we'll end the session with that. And do Artha.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay. Interesting. I don't remember what page this is on. I can't find it. Does anybody want to start with their beliefs?
My first belief is about trying to confront the elf lore master in the Desolate Grove. Certainly worked towards that.
Sounds like a fate.
Fate. Still, my second one is about trying to find out where the Golden Scythe is in the Desolate Grove. That I just said one instead of that. Okay. I mean, I'm exploring the Desolate Grove, but did not take direct action. Like, hey, where's the fucking? Have y'all seen the scythes around here anywhere?
Yeah, it's actually interesting. You didn't bring it up at all in your Duel of Wits, I think. Or did you once? I can't recall.
I don't think I did.
You didn't, but it was because you were hiding it from it.
That's
Yeah.
true. I think it still applies that like it's just a really good fate farm situation that the longer you're here, the more fate you're gonna get trying to get to the end of this belief. So I'll give it to you.
Okay. Supporting Lenora's rise to the station appropriate of Asher's Chosen. I don't think I did that exactly.
No, it
Or
didn't
not
really come into
directly.
play.
Yeah.
Instincts never hide from a fight.
We
I don't think it
but
got
also
you into
ran
trouble.
away. Yeah, I mean, if I stood there and fought 100 goatmen at the pyre,
Yeah, I don't think it really came into play
yeah, I don't think I
as
got
like
any.
creating trouble for you.
Yeah, I don't think any of mine really did.
Let's do Ivo next. Keep Gwenmare safe.
Yeah, I
Would've
mean,
been
I
hard
think
to
that's
do.
about it. But, I mean, debatable that she's even safe. Otherwise, not really anything came up. I guess Stone Faced came in handy. I don't know if that's a situation where a trait gets me a point.
It's I think
There.
it's character traits. Is that a character
Oh,
trait
okay.
or a die trait?
No, it's a die. It's a die trait. Okay.
Yeah, it's if character traits get you into trouble or change the story in some way. What about your instincts, though? You got in front of, you put yourself between a threat.
Yeah, but it didn't.
Yeah,
No
you
trouble, really.
y'all ended up fleeing as your kind of free action. Okay, Lenora.
The betrayal of Lady Amelise has enraged the Holy Mother Asher. We must recover her holy weapon. Playing towards it.
Yeah.
My brother may be held at the Desolate Grove. I will enter and find out if he is within.
Yep.
Unfortunately, those are both the same belief right now.
It's this. Everybody's
we're
got
doing-
that actually for their first two, which is just
Yeah.
makes sense because there's two goals essentially
Yeah.
for everyone in here.
We must deliver justice to the land, but our forces are few. I'll find allies for Asher's cause. I tried to get the demons on our side.
Yeah,
Uh,
that would have been cool
but
actually.
It didn't seem doable.
You would, if you did an ob 10, pray for Asher to turn their hearts or something.
Yeah. No, I don't have the dice for that. But I did play an instinct that got us into trouble. Never trust a thomist.
Yeah, dealing with good old
That guy.
little
That
buddy.
guy. Man.
who Dakath seems to think is your chosen guide.
Right. We don't know what to think. I have no idea.
I'm just like, I don't know. It's anything could be anything right now.
I have no idea what the heck is going on
Same.
Perfect.
whatsoever.
Yep.
So, I think it's cool.
You're in the Desolate Grove, and it's just not a
Yeah.
great place.
No, it's pretty desolate.
It's not a you walk in and you walk out in half a day. You are
Nope.
trudging through. But your guidance told you that Asher, this is supposedly the correct way to go. So I don't know what my schedule is going to be like. It's unlikely I can play in 2 weeks because
Okay.
the restaurant opens on the 18th and our next game would be the 20th, I think.
Mm-hmm. Gotta refine that cocktail. The milk one.
13. It's
Now
possible
that I thought
that
about it, that's the place that was like right on Main Street, near like Actors Theater or one of the theaters.
Yeah, it was
near.
downstairs.
Yeah. Okay, I did go there, at least once. Anyway, sorry.
And Connor, when does your job end?
Next Friday night, and so I'll be home next Saturday. Theoretically, permanently, but you know, we'll see because they're probably gonna offer me the job when it opens and stuff.
Do you wanna wait 3 weeks then?
Yeah, I mean that's fine with me if we can't do the 20th.
aim for the 27th potentially.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a weird situation. I have no idea how many other people she's planning on hiring. Like, I don't know what she needs from me hourly. I might find out some more tomorrow. It might just be totally. I just have no idea what's going on whatsoever. So I
So
like
a
just
plan for the
officially got
27th.
hired.
If that changes, you'll let us know.
Yeah, I'm hoping I can. It seems like I'll be able to just kind of set my own schedule, and she like would want me to work 80 hours a week if I was willing to. So we'll find the balance in there somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And I should be able to easily be like, I need every other Thursday night off. Like that should be, or every other Thursday in general. I'm assuming I'll get to kind of pick and choose my 1 to 2 days off a week, basically.
Before we finish, I think Dakath deserves some workhorse.
Oh, that's
for
right.
this.
We only did the part of Artha. I forgot.
Agreed.
I think he did some serious workhorsing getting us through that Duel of Wits, etc.
Oh, yeah, well, thank you. That's a persona?
Yeah.
And then, like, just single-handedly, Dakath basically just single-handedly got you through the whole Satyr thing. You rolled, like, 6 successes on 10 dice. They rolled 1 success in the Bloody Verses.
Yeah.
Did anyone mold Breaker? Not really yet.
I think
this is a
that
weird one.
Ivo is getting close.
Yeah.
Not intentionally, so I'm curious in what way.
Well, you said your beliefs are in conflict with each other.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, I want to get the scythe and get the hell out of here, but if Gwenmira is increasingly unsafe,
Yeah, so
I'm
you could break one of those beliefs and get a
Persona.
mold breaker.
oh, just for like picking one or the other.
Kind of, you
it's
fully go against a belief and you rewrite it and you get a persona for doing so.
Huh. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, I might have to. I don't know if that's that's sort of like your sick and twisted kind of plan, but
Yeah, I'm challenging your beliefs.
yeah.
You have to choose. Just wait till I
Yeah.
give. Oh man, so many cool things can happen.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of hinted at a lot today, actually, in the whole dialogue with the Gray Man. Any embodiment? Anyone? Trying to remember back on the whole session.
Anyone what? Sorry.
Any like kind of embodiment today that stood out?
No, I feel like we're in kind of like a routine.
Yeah.
Um,
It's
so
trying to
nothing-
figure out kind of what's going on, and I'm forcing you to take rests and see what you do.
Yeah.
I want to do more Duel of Wits. That was fun. I didn't get through all my scripting.
Any other rewards we got to talk about?
I don't think so. I'm looking. Probably call it there.